blame, you mad it.
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me, should stick it in the bullroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me, should stick it in the bullroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Stacking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the farm, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, not the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. Tell me should stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to tell me should stick it in the ballroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern with all the latest updates of our entire EMP ecosystem now. That includes EMP Fusion, L1 DEX, and SparkSwap. So we have a lot to go over today as usual, but before we get into all of that, I want to introduce my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you?
I'm good. What's up, guys?
Awesome. Well, again, we got a jam-packed episode today. We've been going non-stop. Again, we've been doing at least one, if not two, AMAs for the last 20 days straight. So my voice is still holding up, getting a little tired, but this is what we live for sure. So and today we'll be talking a lot about Fusion as well. I know some people have said, with SparkSwap being so popular, let's put some focus back on Fusion, and even L1 Dex. We have a guest speaker that will be joining us here in about 1 minute when we kick things off. But before we get things underway, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Our numbers have been off the chain lately. All of our socials and YouTube and Twitter, everything has been blowing up. So please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All of that helps the algorithm and is a way to support EMP directly through the ad revenue that we generate. So awesome. And again, speaking of Twitter Spaces, which we'll talk about in a minute, we had an epic Twitter Space last night for SparkSwap. So if you guys missed that, definitely make sure to go over to Twitter and listen to the recording. But first things first, actually all the way back in the good old US of A, Cody, are you there, brother?
I am. Can you hear me?
There he is. Awesome, brother. Yes, he is here. I know, for those of you that don't know who Cody is, a lot of you, again, will know, but Cody is a very bright mind behind L1X. What is your official title again, Cody? A UI specialist is what I call you, but I think it's more technical than that. So, yeah.
Well, it's better than what Machu calls me, the janitor. So.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. So my role over there is CXO, and if you don't know what a CXO is, it's Chief Experience Officer. So I'm trying to make things simple and easy and intuitive, so that we can start getting rid of some of that old experiences that we've had across crypto that are so hard and frustrating. So
yeah, no doubt, brother. Well, and that definitely has a better ring to it than janitor or master of the custodial arts. Shout out to Chappelle. So anyway, yeah, man, great to have you on, Cody. I know we were hoping to have you on last week, but all of us have been just so flat out busy. And we actually just dropped an announcement, which is going out now around all of our socials with the wallet. So that's really what I wanted to highlight today. And I'm going to let you have the floor here. Maybe just give us a little bit of an update on, what you're up to and how the wallet is coming along.
Yeah. So the wallet, as you mentioned, if you haven't checked out the announcement that LA's put in, I guess across all of the socials, the L1X wallet was approved last. Oh gosh, we're almost going on about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now. There, with some of the delays on other things, we felt it was time for us to just take advantage of that time, and so my team and I decided to go back and implement some things that we were planning out in version 1.2, which we're going to be coming out in October-ish. However, we're implementing those advanced security functions and features. A lot of them are under the hood, so you're not going to notice too much of a difference, but some of those things are definitely setting the foundation for what we're going to be creating over the next few months, years, so on and so forth. And so we felt that it was probably better that to give you guys a better first impression was to implement those now rather than later. And so taking full advantage of this kind of lull that we're in right now until we get the L1 DEX up and going and a few other things, we felt it was an advantage for us to take advantage of that. So, however, I mean, you can still go download the wallet from the Chrome store. I highly don't recommend it just because there are a few kind of UI bugs and things that we're fixing to make it just even more polished. Nothing that affects the use of it or anything, security or anything of it that way. We're just kind of polishing it a little bit more just so that when you guys see it for that first time, you can. If you do happen to download it, just be aware that you might not be able to set up your wallet because we do have a kind of like a whitelist section in there. And the reason why we have the whitelist section in there is to basically block people from going and claiming their L1X tokens just yet. We've been thoroughly testing that, making sure that we've got it all rolled out perfect. We've made a few little minor modifications to it to make it a little bit more simple. The X team mods and everybody internally has been testing it nonstop. So by the time we give the official announcement to go set up your wallet, claim, do all that kind of stuff, you'll know when that happens. And to be honest, we're just days away from it. I'm looking at the development cycle right now, and it looks like they're well underway. They're about 3/4 of the way done with some of the implementations. So I plan and assume that they'll be wrapping that up here in the next few days, and then a couple more days to hopefully get it tested and approved in the App Store, Chrome Store, and so that we can get going. But please wait until you hear the official announcement. If somebody's stating that they got their coins beforehand, or if they were able to get into the wallet before, just know that those are kind of scams and not to click on those links. The official word will come out on our Twitter and social media handles as well. So if you don't follow us in Discord, I highly recommend you jump over there and do that. But I know the feeling of anticipation is growing among the community, as I know it is with me. It's not every day that you get to put out a wallet for everybody to use, and I'm really excited to see it and to get going on it. And I believe AJ, you and LA both had an opportunity to play around with the wallet. Is that correct?
Yeah, no doubt, Cody. So again, I don't want to steal your thunder. I know we already maybe released a little bit more info than we should have, But yeah, I know that both Ellie and I had a one-on-one kind of overview of not only their current wallet, but also what is going to be in the next phase. And we said this on a previous AMA, but we were blown away. I mean, again, the functionality of this wallet is something that we've never seen in crypto before. And I love what the quote that you say, Cody, is just so perfect. It's if we use smart contracts, why aren't we using smart wallets? And the L1X wallet is the epitome of a smart wallet. And yeah, man, I know that people are anxious, and obviously we want to get it in people's hands, ASAP. In crypto, everything is, a little bit of FUD, even when you have the best intentions. But I think that this little bit of a quote unquote delay is well worth it. And again, I mean, like you said, we're not even ready to really start claiming the tokens anyway. We have some final adjustments too that we need to make with L1 Dex, so people can start staking once they get their token. So again, it's all part of the domino effect. But we're super close, and I know you guys have been working your tails off to get it done. So, and there was too a wallet preview, right, Cody? I think you and your community managers did do a little bit of a show off of the wallet as well. So where would people go to see that, or you want to talk a little more about that? Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, as I was traveling back from Australia to America, our community mods, community leaders, they went through and created a fun video just showing how simple it was to send an asset. So you can actually find that on our Twitter account, Layer 1X. And yeah, I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, head on over there and take a look at it. We are basically designing the app in a way that, like you said, it's something that's never been seen before, done before. Our ultimate goal is that we want to basically make it so intuitive that it will kind of auto detect chains, it'll auto detect the asset that you're basically wanting to use or to send, swap, whatever it might be. But also we want to build it in such a way that not only the users find it simple to use, but also the projects, the DeFi projects and the games. And then that way it makes it easier for them to integrate into the wallet as well. And I can already tell you that we've started on a couple of projects already that we'll be releasing over the next few months until mainnet launch in the end of January, that you'll be able to use your wallet in. And as we get these wallet SDKs out to other projects and protocols for them to use and use us as a wallet option, that'll just continue to grow and grow over the next few months as well. So highly anticipated and very excited to get this rolled out. That's for sure.
Awesome, Cody. Yeah, man, no doubt. Well, again, I think that really kind of sums it up. I know we have a few questions already, but they're really mainly just about time frame. So, obviously you're waiting on the final Chrome, or not Chrome, but the App Store approval. Is that going to be like days away, weeks away? What are you thinking? Yeah.
It's hard to put a time frame on it right now. Just know that they are working through a lot of different things. Time frame there because of the major tech that we're putting under the hood. Just know that it's not like a simple change of a button color or flipping this or that cosmetically. There are some major updates that we're doing, and like I mentioned, these are foundational things that'll help us get things out faster in the future. And so that's why we're taking the advantage now to implement those. And so I can't really put a time frame on it, but just know that we're not going to be continuously adding things. If it's time to claim tokens, we're definitely going to push it out for that. So
yeah.
We just want to fit in as much as we can during this time. So
yep, no doubt. Well, and again, all that is being worked on simultaneously, and we should have some really bullish updates in terms of the L1 DEX as well next week. So yeah, man, that was really again the crux of today's topic in terms of the wallet. LA, was there anything else we wanted to talk to Cody about in terms of L1X or the wallet? And then I definitely, if you can hang out, Cody, we're gonna start going over a lot more with Fusion as well. But yeah, was
Sure,
there? Yeah.
I can hang out.
Okay. Awesome.
I think that was it for One Dex for tonight. We just wanted to have that awesome wallet overview.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and again, once things are ready to roll, when Cody and the team are ready to start removing some of the whitelist restrictions, and those of you that got into the pre-sale and had early access to the wallet, we can definitely go and do a live stream on this AMA. Again, not to steal any thunder from L1X or Cody, but yeah, I would love to do a walkthrough of the wallet when everything's ready to roll. Does that sound good, Cody?
Yeah, maybe I'll even come back on. How about that?
All right, brother. I love it. Yes, the grand tour from the man himself. So, all right, awesome, bro. We'll hang out, and we are gonna jump on to Fusion now. So, if there's any other questions specifically related to that, if we can bring you back on. But and again, for those of you that don't know, again, Cody was also pretty instrumental in helping design Fusion as well. So, all right, brother. Thank you so much. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, likewise.
All right, awesome. All right, so on that note, we're going to jump right into Fusion. Again, I know a lot of community feedback was, we have so much great momentum with SparkSwap, but we want some updates with Fusion as well. And, I just want to first start off by saying that we know how frustrating it can be. Obviously, we didn't think Fusion would take this long to roll out. And really, that is not because of lack of effort or design, but that Fusion became a much more revolutionary protocol and potential, game changer than we even anticipated. And again, this is not a forked contract. It's not something that we can, borrow ideas from. This is literally a revolutionary system that is built from the ground up. And it takes time. So again, I know we don't want to come on here and keep saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. We've already beaten that dead horse. But all we can do is give you the most transparency and the most updates that we can, as a team. And there's a few key things that really come into play, which we'll talk about now, and then I'll throw it over to LA towards the end here as well. But everything that we do right now, because that was the other kind of criticism, I think, is that we're distracted with other protocols and other sister projects. But you have to understand that everything we do right now is for the benefit of Fusion. So it may not seem like it at the moment, in the very, very small window that you look at, but when you look at the big picture, we are putting together all these individual puzzle pieces that, again, when you look at it from far away, it's a masterpiece, and that really is what we're moving towards. And and in terms of percentages, we are 90% done with Fusion. Now, again, equating that to a timeline is very difficult because the last 10% of the work could be, a lot more time consuming than what we already did. But we are definitely closer to launching than we were, a week ago. And like I've said on other AMAs, the only things that need to be done right now, before Fusion is ready, is literally linking all the contracts together. So again, Fusion is built of many different smart contracts. We have to link not only all the Fusion contracts, but also the other infrastructure we have. Again, nodes, all of the DOS products. Everything has to be able to work for sacrifice to be able to happen. So that is where we're at. Once all those are linked up, then literally we're ready to roll. And one of the major things that, again, I don't think people really understand is that Fusion is able to live up to its fullest potential with actual revenue streams. So even if Fusion launched today, it wouldn't live up to its full potential without the many different revenue streams feeding into it. And so that is really why we're launching SparkSwap, we're launching L1 Dex. All of these are coming back and feeding the mothership. So again, Fusion itself is a revenue stream. That could be a very lucrative model in and of itself. But then having all these other ancillary protocols feeding Fusion back, we could see APR in Fusion be absolutely mind blowing, and it be in real revenue as well. So we have a question later on about how this plays in. But if you guys are excited about Sparkler, that with the success we've seen with the real yield from Sparkler, Fusion is Sparkler on steroids. And, the APR is not determined on, token price. The APR is determined on the amount of revenue that we can feed into Fusion. So again, that is why things have to go in a certain order. And even if the code was completely done today, we really want to make sure we have enough things feeding Fusion before we even go live with it. So I hope that helps kind of give people a better perspective. Again, we're paving the way even now for the success of Fusion. We have over 2,000 new eyeballs from our Telegram group. A killer following with SparkSwap. Those are all users that, I mean, granted, there is some carryover, but a lot of those are brand new users that would have never even known about EMP. So even from a marketing perspective, it's massive, and that's where I'm going to hand it over to LA to really drive that home. So yeah, go ahead, LA.
For sure. And just before I do that, I just want to reemphasize, AJ said this so many times. You've heard him say it in numerous AMAs, both on our channel and on external AMAs, but we're not playing checkers, we're playing chess. And as a master chess player, AJ sees 10 steps ahead, not one. And we've always been planning 10 steps, 10 years ahead. And so right now, everything we're doing is because we are absolutely obsessed with launching Fusion with the best foot forwards. Could we launch it as is and make it a success? Absolutely. But would we rather launch it with revenue streams already flowing into it as opposed to launching it and then setting up the revenue streams? I mean, it's just a no-brainer to have those revenue streams already flowing so that from day one of Fusion being launched, there's already money flowing into it. It just doesn't make sense to launch it and then spend weeks or even months trying to set those things up and having that big gap of time where there's not external revenue streams flowing into it. And then there's a period of time where everyone asks us on AMAs, or new people question whether it's going to be a success, and they ask about, when there's going to be external revenue flowing in, and when SparkSwap, when L1 Dex, when can we expect things to start booming. From day one, Fusion is going to have all of these external revenue streams flowing into it that we've already proven are successful. So many eyeballs are on us right now. I don't know if you realize that, but I have never had an easier time setting up marketing before. Like, never. I mean, we already have a great reputation and we have a lot of people that are in love with AJ. So it's never been super difficult to set up AMAs, but I have never had an easier time than I've been having right now. We have had really quality influencers even coming to us and asking us if they can do AMAs with us for SparkSwap, because they're literally hearing about it everywhere and they want to cover it on their channel, before everybody else has. today's that came out was a perfect example of that. They came to us, we didn't go to them. So I've never had an easier time, but the reason I'm saying that is because um, when Fusion does come out, this is just more proof that we're building to everybody that the EMP team is serious business. We know what we're doing. We launched successful protocols, and we are setting up the most powerful foundation for Fusion right now. Not only that revenue, not only the reputation and tangible proof, but the marketing as well. And so you've heard me say numerous times that Fusion is going to have a 2-tier marketing approach. Well, neither of those tiers have even started yet. We are on tier 0, but the marketing for Fusion is well underway. We are setting up the most unshakable foundation for those 2 tiers when they do begin. That there's going to be not a wobble on that table that needs to have a coaster put underneath it, I'll tell you. Because like AJ said, we literally are building thousands of new community members in our groups. Every single one of our social media accounts are booming. I mean, yesterday the giveaway that we had in our Twitter space, they had to follow all 3 of our accounts in order to be entered to win. That was very strategic. All 3 of our accounts are growing. People are talking about the EMP team along with SparkSwap. AJ's telling the story about EMP and the original protocol in every AMA. We already have 10 AMAs lined up and paid for EMP Fusion long before I've even started to try and market it. We just did package deals for every single one of them when we were setting them up for L1 Techs. We have hundreds or even thousands of new members in our community. You've seen the tangible results of new people coming in. EMP and ESHARE prices are up from what they were before. PEG is up from what it was before. Here's another one. We have community members who were gone for 3 to 9 months who all of a sudden are back and re-engaging, asking questions, wanting to learn about what's going on, asking about Fusion, wanting to see the white paper. And we have all of you amazing community members who are eager to educate them. There's so much foundation being built right now. And so there's 2 options. It's, would you rather launch something with no foundation, go in blind, and just see what you can drum up in about a 2-week period like we normally would? We would normally spend 2 weeks setting up AMAs and then do an AMA train. And we have a lot of success doing that. But I would rather do what we're doing right now, which is massively blowing everything up, having external revenue streams flowing in, having everybody talking about us, having tangible proof, having all of our social media accounts blowing up, having thousands of new community members coming in, having our existing community members coming back, having everyone excited that they're making money again. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And so trust me when I say, when Fusion comes, everybody is going to be celebrating it and exciting, myself included, because I'm tired of waiting too. Trust me, I know it's been hard, but we're doing this in a really strategic way, in this order, for a very powerful purpose. And I hope that this explanation tonight shed a little bit more light on that for all you guys. And I just want to let you know that, it does seem like there's 2 camps in our groups. There's the ones that, have said, I'm really tired of waiting for Fusion, but I see a great opportunity in front of me. I'm excited to make some money while I wait. And there's another camp who have said, I'm tired of waiting for Fusion, and I'm going to use SparkSwap as an opportunity to, voice my concern that, SparkSwap is a distraction, and I'm gonna kind of protest it by not getting involved, but I'm in the process gonna miss out on an opportunity to get involved and potentially earn something while I wait. And either one is totally fine because it's your choice and it's your money, and we would never tell you what to do with it. But I invite you to see the whole picture instead of just one piece that you're focusing on. I invite you to expand your view outwards and see the full scope that hopefully we've opened you up towards tonight.
I love it. Oh man, LA, I was sorry. I had to give that dramatic pause for effect because LA was absolutely on fire tonight, and yeah, I mean, you know, all of that is exactly what is happening behind the scenes. You know, you can hear the passion in LA's voice, you know, and that is the same passion that we all share in bringing this to life. So there was a few other points I wanted to make that LA brought up as well, just to drive it home. And the one that LA ended with right there, I think is super important. So you know, I think some people, you know, and again, I get that a lot of people committed all of their you know, spare funds or loose change, so to speak, into EMP Fusion, preparing for it to launch. And with it being delayed, you know, people don't have any fresh powder. So I get that. I completely get that. And again, we're not here to, you know, make anybody feel like they missed out or you know, weren't prepared. But the reality is that, you know, we've been preaching for the last, you know, 2 years that you really need to be able to DCA and to never go all into any protocol, even EMP. I would never ever advise anybody to go all in to EMP. You know, obviously we think we're the safest and best protocol out there, but it's just not, you know, healthy to go all in on anything, and that applies to your life in general, I would say. But the idea is that you always want to have some dry powder to either DCA in at lower levels or take advantage of other opportunities. And LA hit the nail on the head. You know, not only was SparkSwap a way for us to generate a revenue stream for Fusion, but it was also a way for to give an earning opportunity to those that are involved in the community and had the early mover advantage that pays off in protocols like this. So and that's not to give an unfair advantage. You know, I know plenty of people that had no idea about EMP or Spark and just, you know, were paying attention and got in the first few days, and they were able to profit. So, you know, again, it's all about paying attention, and you know, a phrase we like to say is investing in your investment. And that doesn't necessarily mean monetarily, because I get it. Like nobody has unlimited funds, you know, to keep going. But it's about, you know, weighing out the risk reward and the opportunity cost that goes into that. So that was one major point I wanted to drive home that Ella said at the end there. And then again, the other thing is, you know, we are, and I get it. I think a lot of people are used to other projects saying, you know, something is in development and something is coming, and it never does. But we have the track record to prove that we've been doing it. And again, Ella and I can come on every day and tell you, I don't know, Cody, if you're still around here, I mean, you've been involved in all the developer chats. I mean, we're actually building something, right, Cody? I mean, can you vouch for that? I mean, it's been a major undertaking.
Yeah, I can vouch. There's definitely movement happening on the fusion side of things, and I think to your guys' point, I think it's important to emphasize two things. One is this is not a seigniorage product that can be forked easily, like meaning that we aren't forking this from something else. This is a brand new project that nobody has ever seen before. And in all actuality, people will probably be forking this, trying to recreate it.
Totally.
However, we have it locked down. We have it everything, so it's exclusive somewhat to EMP, so there's no worry there. But on the flip side of that is like we definitely welcome people into Fusion, partners, things like that, and that's where those batteries are going to come into play, and marketplace is going to come into play. These are all the revenue streams that LA is talking about. And then on the flip side of that, to just take a step back and look at the 40,000 foot view right now is, L1X has opened a lot of doors for me to talk to a lot of different communities, a lot of different projects, things like that over the course of the last year. And one of those things that I can see, not only are we preparing for another bull run here, where I'm seeing a lot of change happening in the crypto space. It's like finally, after 5 years of people complaining, things are starting to change. If you use MetaMask, you'd notice that they've rolled out a couple of changes over the last month. I don't know if they've gotten wind of what we're doing over at L1X with the wallet kind of thing, and they're trying to keep up or what. But there's a lot of different things that are happening now. It seems like people are moving towards being a user-centric approach to their projects, meaning that they're putting customer experience first and foremost, and so that you have a positive experience. Likewise, I feel like there's a lot of people are trying to make things simpler, so that we can make better adoption into crypto. And I feel like kind of once L1X gets out there with all the technology that it can do with its crosstalk, its interoperability, I think it's going to be game over. I think we're going to see not only a bull run, but I think we're going to see an evolution in crypto over the next couple of years as well.
Totally, Cody. I could not agree more. And again, those of you that are thinking of that more bigger picture, I mean, we have said all along that eventually we want to transition that interoperability into EMP Fusion, and that was one of the major reasons we didn't do Impulse or just another Tomb fork on Pulse or Arbitrum or any other chain for that matter, because we're hoping to drive all this traffic to Fusion, utilizing that interoperability that L1X provides. So again, and that's some maybe unintentional alpha for all of you, but again, Cody hits it out of the park in the fact that this is not just your run-of-the-mill protocol. It's something that we've all done, and contrary to popular belief, we get a lot of criticism that Fusion is too complicated. Once Fusion is out and running, and you see the UI and you see how things actually operate, rather than reading it in a white paper, we are more than confident that EMP Fusion becomes way less complicated than even the seigniorage model that we're all used to. And again, it gamifies the experience to where it's actually fun to continue to build your bags. And one last little segue that Cody said about partners, we actually have an AMA tomorrow with a potential partner. I know that again, I don't want to drop too much alpha. I want all of you to listen to that AMA with Rise. But yeah, there will be substantial opportunity with other protocols that can utilize Fusion and therefore benefit not only their own token, but our ecosystem as well. And once you really wrap your head around that potential, like I don't understand how you can't be bullish on Fusion. I mean, again, I know that we're the architects here, but even with everything that we've explained to everybody, if you just take an hour out of your day and really sit down and focus on what we're saying, I mean, I don't know how you can't be bullish. So, and again, that's not throwing shade at anybody. We understand that it's taken longer than it should have. I can take full responsibility in that, personally even because, I get excited for this kind of stuff. And maybe we started teasing Fusion a little bit too early. Knowing what we know now, I think that is the case. But I'm not the one that's literally writing the code by hand, and I can only rely on our team to deliver, and we brought on new developers. You know, we've been working our asses off. We've been nonstop for the last 6 months, and it will be here. And when it is here, it will be spectacular. So, all right, I think that's a
I just
lot. Go
wanted
ahead, Valet,
to
for
add,
sure. Yes.
sorry, I just wanted to add one more thing to the point number one that you made. I just
Yeah.
didn't want to interrupt in the
No,
middle.
totally. I appreciate that. Go ahead. Yep.
In regards to those of you who don't have dry powder to go into SparkSwap, that is a big part of the reason why we are going to have EMP and ESHARE integration into SparkSwap as well, so that there is added utility for both of our tokens.
I love it. Yep. Sorry, I was pausing for a dramatic effect again. Just kidding. I don't know how to unmute.
Is that what we're
Yeah.
calling it now?
Yeah, exactly, LA. Oh man, that's hilarious. So yeah, and that is the case. I mean, I know we've said this many times, but just to reiterate, once the bridge is up and live, you will be able to bridge over EMP and eShare. EMP will be first, but eShare will be soon to follow. And those farms, again, will give you an opportunity to earn. We just didn't we don't want to do it too early to dilute things. We also, don't want to rush things out in terms of the bridge. So, back to the original point of everything has to be done in a particular order. That's all part of the plan. But those of you that have EMP and eShare will have an opportunity. And again, that just goes to show we don't forget about anybody. I mean, we try to do our best to take care of everybody in the protocol, no matter where you are. Um, the only argument against that that can be made is probably Detonator and Reactor. But again, the whole idea with Fusion is that we fix the fundamental issues. We release a V3 of some economic changes within Detonator and Reactor, and then the whole cycle starts over again. And those of you that have positions in Detonator and Reactor will start earning as the ecosystem becomes healthy all over again. So we're not giving up on anything. We're not forgetting about anybody. It's just taking more time. Um, and again, I think that a lot of you understand that. So, all right. Anything else in terms of Fusion? Again, Ellie, I know I wanted to spend a lot of time on that today, but I think we covered. Yeah, yeah.
Did you want to answer that one question now or at the end?
Yeah, while we're on it, we can. I think it'll help people. Be while we're on the subject. So go ahead, if you can read it to me,
Okay.
and then I'll answer. Yeah.
So, hey AJ, I accumulated 10K EMP recently. So when Fusion is launched, will we receive the EMP one-to-one as if it was at peg? Is that right? So buying now is like buying it at 40 cents. How will that work? Say my microgrid or ownership in the central grid is 10K EMP. Right now, after I stack, it could possibly be worth 40 to 50K EMP.
Yep, absolutely. So again, I think this is a great thing to kind of clarify. I know there's still some confusion around this, but the idea is that we're basically honoring the future price because we're that confident in the protocol we're covering. So to back up, and the crux of this question, anybody buying right now at what EMP is like 7 cents up to 40 cents. I mean, that is a substantial increase just on that value alone. Now you have to realize that your microgrid represents your ownership of the central grid, but it represents it in terms of dollar value. So yes, it's EMP entering the central grid, but it's a hybrid calculation based on EMP and EMP at peg with dollar value. So this is technically unrealized gains because again the money has to come from somewhere, but you're getting credit as if we were at peg, and where the actual value kicks in is that anybody entering Fusion after we're at peg would be paying the price of EMP at peg. So all of you coming in early are getting that, 5x or so, or more, um, based on the future value of EMP. And again, we've gone over this many times on how we're going to accomplish that. It's one thing to give an arbitrary value. It's another thing to deliver on that value. And again, the revenue streams that we just spent 45 minutes talking about, that is what kicks in and helps us recover peg. Because, once we do recover peg, then all that new revenue can feed Fusion. And so, it kicks off, this flywheel effect, that allows us to recover peg, along with sacrificing, your EMP. That reduces the supply. It allows us to have protocol-owned liquidity, where we can actually reduce the liquidity as well, which will also help us recover peg. And then, the value of your microgrid truly is, at the value of peg when we're at peg, because then you'll be able to sell part of your microgrid to, a new user, at their current market value. So again, that is where the money comes from. We're not minting new tokens. We're essentially honoring a future price of EMP because we're that confident that we will be able to recover peg and that the ecosystem, will be able to support all that future value for sure. So, all right, was there anything that I should elaborate on, LA, or?
No, I think that was awesome.
Okay, do we have any other specific questions about
Yes.
Fusion? Yeah, while we're here. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to this one. Can we have a sparkler for EMP, AJ?
I love this question. So again, this is funny to me because those that pay attention know that Fusion is Sparkler on steroids. And what we mean by that is, again, the same principles that everybody is so bullish about in terms of Sparkler, where you're actually earning part of the protocol fees and rewards. That is exactly how Fusion is built, where you are earning part of the protocol fees, and you're earning revenue, again, outside revenue that's feeding the rewards on top of that. So again, it is a beefed up version of Fusion is a beefed up version of Sparkler, and we've seen the success, that Sparkler has had already. And admittedly, there really isn't a lot of feeding Sparkler right now, other than just the in and out fees and the swap fees. So once the bridge kicks in, we could see back to, 4, 5, 6% daily and the APR on Sparkler, and that could be, very reminiscent of the APR in Fusion, if not even more. Again, L1 Dex alone could be driving 100 grand a day into Fusion. Again, I know it may take a while to get there, but that is the potential that we have here. So yeah, go ahead, Cody. Or yeah.
I wonder how many people that were confused about what Fusion was just had an aha moment.
I love it. Yeah, I hope they did, Cody. Because again, we try to simplify things as best that we can. But yeah, I think the light bulb hopefully went off for a lot of you. And yeah, if you're bullish on Sparkler, then you got to be absolutely, floored when it comes to Fusion. So yeah.
With Fusion, it's Infinity Squad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, instead of the 3650, right? Yeah. So yeah, totally. All right, awesome. Then yeah, I think any other questions specifically related to Fusion, or yeah, before we.
Let's do the SparkSwap portion, and then we'll do the
All right, any other Q&A? All right, perfect.
yeah.
So, all right, so again, I promised that we would spend, a lot of time on Fusion today, and here we are 15 minutes in. So I hope that shows, our commitment to all of you, that we're trying to be as transparent as we possibly can. So, but that being said, let's wrap it up with SparkSwap. Again, another incredible week of momentum. We had even some AMAs drop today. Drew Wolfer, which is a YouTube channel that's notoriously hard on projects, and really is not here to shill anything. They're here to give their honest opinions. Drew, did an amazing overview of SparkSwap, and again, he understands that real yield protocols are the future. That is part of his own protocol model, and so again, it was really an honor to go on the channel and have him, be really supportive of what we're doing. And so, if any of you again have a friend that doesn't really know about SparkSwap, or it's been difficult to explain to them, I would highly recommend sharing that video, because it does a great job, getting into the details without being overwhelming. It's still, only about 45 minutes long. So, yeah, that was huge. We have a ton
So
of, yeah,
good.
yeah, totally, LA, wasn't it great?
That was definitely one of my top three favorites so far. And I just wanted to say it gives a great little, it gives a great intro on EMP. It gives a great overview of SparkSwap and then a really nice teaser on what's coming with L1 Dex. So it is literally like the perfect AMA. I loved it.
Yeah, I agree totally. And again, Drew is a DeFi guy. He's been in the space almost as long as I have. I didn't think he realized it. I said I've been in the space for 10 years, and then he was doing the math, and he's been in the space for almost 10 years too. So again, when you say it out loud, it's kind of crazy to think that we've been here this long. Time is a whole different warp speed in crypto. So you definitely lose track, but I was laughing to myself with that. But anyway, all right. So a few more key updates with SparkSwap. Again, we had a killer AMA earlier in the week too with midnight calls. That AMA alone was about 60,000 followers in that call group, and we saw the chart really recover well after that alone. And speaking of the chart, again, we're not here to really speculate on price, but we've seen an incredible range that Spark has been trading in, and that is unheard of with a reward token. Again, I can't drive this home more. The fact that we're locking up a lot of the supply, we're curbing the inflation already, and we're trading within this range. That is just so bullish for how powerful Sparkler and what we have done to change the game is. So again, just want to draw attention to that as
That was
well.
that was something that Drew commented on the AMA.
Yeah, 100%. So definitely watch that AMA and give it your full attention. So, all right. So we had that. We had an amazing turnout at our Twitter space last night. We had over 100 people live, and there's already been about 900 people that have listened to the recording. LA, that was killer, right? Even though we had some technical difficulties, I had a robot
Yeah, I
voice,
loved
but it
it.
was good. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? But everyone was patient with us while we figured it out, and I loved it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I always love our Twitter spaces. I think it's because we don't do them super often, so when we do, we get a great turnout. The vibes are high. We have a lot to go over, and it always turns out amazing.
Yep, totally. So, and there was some alpha that we dropped in that Twitter space. So definitely make sure you listen to it. Um, everything that it seems like every AMA we do, we give at least one little nugget that we don't talk about on other AMAs. So it really is a way for you to, get value. I know, obviously it's hard to hear about the same thing over and over again, but uh, those that do turn out for all the AMAs get that little alpha here and there. So, all right, and we're not done yet. We have another AMA tomorrow. Again, I think he already posted the link. I won't say who it is, but it's one of our fan favorites for sure. So that will be dropping tomorrow live. And then we also have an AMA on Sunday, right, LA?
Yep. So tomorrow we have two AMAs because we have the one at noon Eastern
Yes.
with the Rise community, And then we have the SparkSwap one at 4 p.m. Eastern. So we have 2 AMAs tomorrow, one for Rise and one for SparkSwap. And then we have another Twitter space, but not on our Twitter, on Sunday.
Perfect. So yeah, the marketing continues, and I mentioned it a little bit, while we were talking about Fusion, and it'll play very nicely into that. But yeah, definitely make sure you guys check out Rise. I've been asked to be a part of their core team in more of an advisory role, but it's brought to you by David from Titano and Jason Baxter from Warfi. And again, it's a really unique protocol that when Jason first told me about it, I was like, wow, this could really be something special. And we're going to go over all that. I think that the issue right now is people don't know how powerful it is. So we're going to have an AMA with them, again, like Ella said, noon Eastern, over on their Discord. But I'll also try and simulcast to our YouTube channel for those that miss it. And it's going to be super bullish, not only for their project, but how it ties in to Fusion as well. So, all right, yes, thanks for reminding me of that, LA. That was something we had on our notes. So, all right, a few more bullet points here, and then we'll get into some Q&A. We're getting closer and closer to the bridge. So again, I mentioned there was some alpha in that Twitter space. That will go listen to that about halfway through, and you'll hear the alpha on the bridge. But we're really, really close. So it's only a matter of hopefully days for the bridge. So, all right. And then what else? Again, just, continue to, DCA where you can, build your positions, utilize Sparkler to profit and take profit. We're here, everybody's here to make money. We're never here to sell shame anybody, but it's how you take profit that is most important for the protocol. And we have plenty of guides and community members that help people choose the right path for them. Again, not financial advice from us whatsoever. But and then another really bullish statistic we released earlier in the week on Monday's AMA. 42% of the circulating supply is locked up in Sparkler, and that number is continuing to grow every day. So again, the power of Sparkler is undeniable, and we could even see a situation where there's so much of the circulating supply locked up in Sparkler that when we do see a pump, there could be a potential squeeze on the price because there's really not that much Spark available to purchase, even though we have super deep liquidity. And that is really, really encouraging. And Pulse as well. Pulse was up like 8% today. So again, because we are tied so heavily to Pulse and our LP, when Pulse goes up, it brings the price of Spark up with it as well. So we saw that play out perfectly today. And that's only a 10% increase in Pulse. Imagine when we see 100% days on Pulse when the SEC bullshit is finally behind everybody. So again, LA, just one more comment on the groups and our socials. Go ahead.
Yeah, make sure you're a member of not only, one of them, if you're most interested in SparkSwap or L-Index, make sure you're a part of our core EMP groups on both Telegram and Discord. A lot of you weren't aware of this. We do have an AMA notes section on our EMP Discord, and we post a summary of the AMA notes every single time. We have some amazing volunteers in our community who type those up and get them prepped for us. And so definitely make sure to be a part of our core groups and all of them, because we post important information. For example, I posted an important wallet update in our L1 Dex group today. So just make sure that you're a part of all of them. We're really excited about the growth we're experiencing. I'm able to look at the analytics in the groups, and they're all absolutely popping off. So it's reminiscent of back when we were in the bull, and EMP was very new, and there was just like thousands of messages a day in the group. That's what it's been like in the SparkSwap group.
Yeah,
So
totally, LA. And it's funny you say that because, yeah, I mean, we've even seen some, gift parties like we had with our Peggy dance. For those that are true OGs, you'll know what that is. And all this is happening like it was a bull market when we are in the depths of a bear market. I mean, again, another reason to be really bullish is that we're creating our own destiny. We're not waiting for a bull market. We're getting shit done right now, and I think people are loving it.
yes.
They're responding to it heavily, right? For sure.
Yeah, and that was something that I said on last night's Twitter space. I said, we're always trying to do things differently from other people and raise the bar and be leaders of the pack. And I think the reason that we're having so many eyeballs on us right now is because we are doing exactly that. We're creating success in a bear market. And at this time, even outside of crypto, things have been hard. Things are really expensive. And I was on a call with my family this week, and my brother and sister are talking about how expensive groceries have gotten, and just people talk about wanting to buy a house, and just how expensive houses are and how they can't afford it. Like, just everywhere you go, everything's expensive, everything's hard. And it would be so easy for someone's mindset to just give them permission and give them an out to say, oh, I mean, right now it's a bear market, it's too hard, I'll just wait till the bull because that's when I'm going to have the most success. So I mean, why would I do it right now? It doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna allow myself to just wait. Like, that's what a normal person's mindset would tell them. But we've trained ourselves to think differently and want to do things differently because we know that that will make ourselves stand out from the pack and experience a whole hell of a lot more success. And I think that's why there's so many people watching right now, because we are doing exactly that. We're finding success, we're not waiting, and we're giving opportunity to people to earn money in a time when not many people are earning right now.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. So, and yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to add. That's really where we're at. I mean, we're doing everything we can. I guess the only thing I would add to that is that, that positive mindset. We see it with all 99% of other protocols. If they had to endure what we as a community and as a project have endured, we would have closed up shop months ago. And I think, again, that is a true testament that we are here for the long run. If we can make it through this, crypto winter, it's not even a crypto winter. It's a full-on, crypto apocalypse, over the last, year. And, if we can make it through this and come out on the other side, which we 100% will, again, we say not if, but when, we actually deliver on everything, there will be no better success story out there. So, just again, we appreciate everybody's patience as we continue to just build and prepare for what's coming. But all right, awesome. Well, we're about an hour in. Ella, you want to get into Q&As and then we can wrap it up, or any other things you want to elaborate before we get into questions?
Believe it or not, we answered everything.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I know we kind of took some Q&A in the middle because a lot of it was specifically about Fusion. I know I see Jesse, shout out to Jesse, one of our OGs in the comments. He'd say it'd be nice to get some sort of projection or deadline. And yeah, brother, I mean, I wish that we could come out and give a date on, Fusion, but it's not something we're gonna do because we could do that and then miss the date, like again, we've been saying all along, hopefully by the end of the month, and the end of the month comes, and, we're still having to get it out, and it's just not productive to give a date, and then miss that date. So, again, I get it. It sucks. We all want, nobody, I can guarantee you, nobody wants Fusion to get here more than I do. Again, I don't want to speak for LA and the rest of the team, but I'm sure they say the same thing. I'm doing everything that is humanly possible. We've, brought on extra developers. Jake has been, nonstop trying to balance all of this and get it going. We have all the infrastructure that needs to happen. We have to make sure that everything is connected without any exploits. I mean, it's a lot of work. And if I had a, oh, well, that'll take a week and something else will take a week, so it'll be here in 2 weeks. Obviously, I'd be able to say that, but we just can't, give a hard, detailed deadline like that. So again, I'm sorry, but we can't. So, and it will be here. I mean, again, I know people joke around and say, end of the year or, Fusion 2025. I mean, come on, that's not helpful to anybody. It will be here before then. We gotta let it play out the way that it does. So, again, LA, anything you want to add to that? I don't want to put words in your mouth. So, yeah.
But until then, you will absolutely have an opportunity to earn with your EMP and eShare if you choose to. And we're excited to provide that opportunity for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, once the bridge is here and that is a reality, I think people will be very excited, to partake in that. And one thing I did want to mention, and I don't know how accurate this was. Again, I have a hard time verifying info, on Pulse because their Explorer is so shitty. But I heard they're making a new version of the Explorer, which will help. So it's hard to verify on-chain data. But I did see a tweet today that said over the last 24 hours, $40 million was bridged over to Pulse Chain. And had we had our bridge up, or had they used our bridge rather than the main bridge, that would have been about $200,000 of commission from the fees to Sparkler. So I bring that up because that gives some hard data as to what sort of revenue will be feeding Sparkler, as we gain adoption. So again, I wanted to mention that at the end. For those of you that kind of stuck around, if that doesn't get you excited again, I don't know what will. And obviously, that's a big number, and it'll take us a while to get there. But I think that having a really solid functioning bridge with the trust and transparency that we give, the floodgates, could really explode for all of us. So, all right,
That's
awesome. Yeah, yeah.
I
Go,
do want to address one more comment that's in on the YouTube and say this. There's a comment about getting Jake to come on one of the AMAs. Jake has been on the AMAs before, and he absolutely would come on if we ask him to. But there's nothing that Jake is going to come on and say that we haven't already said or that we're not saying today. And if everyone wants him to and we ask him to, he absolutely will. But in my personal opinion, if everyone's objective is to have Fusion come out as soon as possible, Jake's wheelhouse is coding, and I would personally prefer to keep him coding, whereas AJ and I's wheelhouse is speaking and addressing everyone and relaying and communicating where we're at and relaying that progress that him and the team relay to us. And so we can get him on here, but that will take him away from making progress on Fusion. So it's up to you guys. We can have him on, but personally, I feel like he's not going to say anything that we haven't already said. And I would rather him continue making progress. But I don't know if you want to add anything to that, AJ.
Yeah, no doubt. Again, I mean, we do what the community wants. So, if all of you say, hey, it's all right, delay another day on Fusion to get Jake to come on and, give an update. Again, I fully agree with LA. I don't know what he's going to say that, we haven't. And, if anything, it'd be even more technical, which may go over everybody's heads anyway. But hey, if the community, if that's what if that's what will give people, peace of mind or, allow you to be a little more patient, I'm all for it. But I would agree with LA. Personally, I don't think that is as productive as we could be. Um, but again, I mean, we're here to serve the community. So yeah, just let us know in the socials,
Yep.
and we can try to make it happen. But yeah, I can assure you,
Just keep,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. I can
Just
assure,
keep in mind it'll mean the bridge and fusion may take a little bit longer if he has to stop and that kind of stuff.
yeah, totally. It would be delaying for sure. So, all right, then, yeah, I think that again is the best that we can give everybody today. Again, if there's some sort of breaking news or we make headway, you'll be the first to know. Again, in terms of priority, the bridge right now is number one priority because that is feeding the revenue, not only the sparkler but back to EMP as well. Once that is up, again, we may have some really bullish announcements next week as well, that I think will give everybody a lot more confidence in terms of people building in the protocol. And again, my point earlier about hiring extra help and getting as many trusted people as we possibly can, building out our ecosystems. So I don't want to make it public quite yet, but there could be some really bullish news down the road in the next week or two. And again, that will allow even more, headway to be made on Fusion getting everything finished. So, but yeah, I can assure you, we're working every single day, to make it happen. While LA and I are handling the, marketing and community management and business development side, there is a team. Again, Jake is the lead, but there is a team of people that are bringing all of this to life. So, all right, awesome. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
And so just to reiterate what we spoke about tonight, we are building the most badass foundation possible for fusion right now. So there's a lot to get excited about, and every single one of you is a part of that. And so thanks for being a part of that. Thanks for being here right now. Thanks for sharing in all of our excitement for every single time that you like or repost one of these AMAs that we're on, or you attend and just bring your positive energy. Every single one of those little tiny actions that you may not even think has any significance is helping to build and set that powerful foundation for fusion. We are building a massive fire that is not going to be contained, and we're all doing that together right now. And then when we do actually start marketing fusion and we have all of these revenue streams flowing into it, it is going to be game over.
let's fucking go. I love it. I'll give a let's fucking go today, LA. How about that? So yeah, totally 100%.
AJ drops the F-bomb
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. So again, we're close, everybody. Again, I know we keep saying it, but things are really gonna start moving. And when they do, again, I know how this all plays out. I'm almost like a fortune teller. I can see the writing on the wall. Once this momentum finally does kick in, we do announce a date for Fusion. The bridge is up and running. L1 Dex is crushing it. There are going to be people on every AMA that say, man, I wish I would have gotten involved earlier, or man, I wish I would have taken this time to build my bags. Do not be that person. Please do not be that person. Prepare now. Look at this as an opportunity, and prepare yourself, for what is going to be firing on all cylinders by the end of the year, early next year. And again, 2024 into 2025, we are literally going to be on fire. So, all right, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. Again, that let's fucking go, I think sums it all up. And we'll be back with an AMA tomorrow with Rise, as well as some other AMAs with influencers over the weekend. And as always, we do our live AMA with EMP the entire the entire EMP ecosystem every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Before we leave, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what your favorite part of the AMA was in the comments, and help share this with everybody that you see asking about, when fusion or trying to soft FUD, all the hard work that all of us are putting in, including all of you as a community. I mean, again, I think all of you have put in just as much work, keeping everybody engaged than we have as a team. So shout out to all of you. But all right, on that note, good night, good day. We'll see you all on Monday.